this will be Lehman Brothers on steroids this time around.
We're looking at the worst day since March of 2001.
Oh my goodness, it could go down 50% from here.
I think the liabilities are a concern, and the drop in the CDS is definitely a concern.
And we know what happened with Lehman and everything else after that. It took down the financial system.
Fire, we have a Lehman Brothers-like emergency. It's like an emergency where it just wiped out. Oracle just took out $100 billion in market cap, just like that. And some people are calling it the AI bubble bursting. This is the very first domino. Oracle plunges most since dot-com bubble, CDS's blowout, Lehman crisis levels. Also, if you happen to be an investor and you want to know where you're at in this, 40%. You got to make up 40. You're down 40. Not just that, multiple banks are downgrading you. See you in a few decades. As Oracle is first AI domino to fall after Barclays downgrades its debt to sell GTFO. My question to all of you investors out there, what are you going to do? You guys, you're not going to sell, are you? Even the lucky ones, buy low, see it go high, hold on, see it go low again. And you are aware we have a gigantic, huge divergence. Actually, the biggest divergence in history. And this kind of grayed out red line is consumer sentiment. Typically, now again, I don't trade sentiment, I trade that blue line down. And when you have the stock market doing that, and you guys doing that, warning, extreme risk zone, it's okay. Time in the market is always better than timing the market. Click to see the future. Unprecedented. I shall click. I shall see divergence between, look at the Dow's putting on points. NASDAQ, do you see? Don't ever confuse the two. They're different. And look at that Eiffel Tower that Oracle put in. Now you guys have kind of a wonky head and shoulders under the 200-day moving average. This would have been a great trade. Just saying, the perfect setup. Look, beat down, one candle closed. But here, earnings. My rule is always exit prior to earnings, but it bounced right there on that sweet little indicator. And if you are still holding the Oracle, I would say wait, it's probably going to come up, retest the 200, and then you're done. Just in case you want to learn how to do that and trade with me, 158% COF. A nice little $1,900 to do some Christmas shopping, JBL. Hey, I used to have those. Up $1,600, almost $1,700. All you have to do is click the link in the description. I will help you to get to $1 million, and basically I cover everything. $299 while the world burns in 2026. Should be beautiful because it is going to get worse. One of you guys actually sent this to me in yesterday's video. I'm like, it's going to get worse. This should be my merch. When I mean it's going to get worse, the Treasury just printed $26 trillion. These are short term at a really bad interest rate. You know that debt of 38 trillion? 40 trillion, you get to pay back right there in your taxes, and you're at about $1 trillion. Well, that's defense. We just passed a bill. By the way, your interest on that is just the interest is $1 trillion. Wait until you roll it to higher rates. That's where Japan has backed themselves into a corner because the rates keep going up and they got to refinance their debt, and then they can't pay it, and then they default. We are currently at $1 trillion. Wait until it's $2 trillion. Which is sad because we take in that's what they take out of your taxes. And then the Don says, nope, all those tariffs, we're going to cover that. And I call big fat BS. You want to know what you're having? Inflation. And you want to know what's going up? Everything. Want to know what the politicians are going to say? Nothing's going up. And every year they kick the can and they lie to you when a house goes for 120, then 425, and then 2.1 million. I hope you are teaching and showing your kids this. I remember buying my first brand new spanking car. It was brand new. It's a mini truck, Toyota, $6,000. Now it's $48,000. And saving money, no, you tell your kids, just save that money. It's not going to get that. They're going to need $250,000 for a vehicle. And that rent that's $2,000 now, $10,000. At the same time, the top 0.001 take all. And this is why I created this, to get everyone over $1 million, which that's going to be like, oh yeah, I make that at McDonald's. My next course is going to have to be the $1 billion course. And what's going to happen? Because right now, the amount of money to keep this AI going is let's take $1 trillion, which it's going to affect your electricity bill, but whatever. These guys need so much money, and they are burning through more cash. Back in the day, we'd look at Amazon. We're like, oh, wow, this is 10x. And everyone is tripping over themselves to be the best, and it's getting way better. And look at these capital expenditures. This was just, 2023. The arrow's here. This one goes out of my hair, and nothing goes out. Once it goes in, it never comes out. This at the same time, these guys smile at you, vote for me. We'll go ahead and eliminate the debt. That 38% tax you're paying, we're going to go ahead and do away with that. And then if you're in California, you're at about 14%, which means more than half of your money goes right back to the government. Oh, and I have some breaking news on this one. Let's just scroll down a little bit. House passes defense bill. That's sweet. Increased military salaries. Okay, so you guys go from $3 an hour to $3.50, but we're going to give $800 million for Ukraine and $650 million to Israel. Oh, and just in case you're keeping up on how much we're spending on defense, not $1 trillion is actually beating the interest. This is insanity. What you're doing because you can't survive is you're putting it on the credit card. You got interest. What else? Well, you are spending more than you take in. The government, you're just copying the government, is right? You're allowing your government to spend $7 trillion a year. You're not taking in 7, you're taking in 5. Oh, I'm off by a few billion, but wait until that spending bill hits this thing, back up to $2 trillion. No matter who you vote for, you ain't getting your way. And then at the end of the day, you guys are going to get Gavin Newsom as president of the United States. I've been saying this for 4 years on this channel. Hey, look at that, 56%. And that's what it says there in that little news article, 56% in the video. Which if you've had your head in the sand, Trump's handling of economy dips to all-time low. No, it's not what he says. What you at, Orange Guy? 36%. And for those of you that are new or old to this channel, I've always had the same mantra, it's a politician, come on. It's like you go to a comedy show. If it's a comedian, you're going to get jokes. If it's a politician, you're going to get lies. And as a YouTuber, I try to cut through all the BS. And because sometimes, right, our head's in the sand. We're just trying to survive, and it's nice to have someone on the other side. Also, click subscribe. Help the channel out a little bit. Hit a like, something. It's a struggle over here. Doing a video a day, being conservative. I'll tell you, YouTube no like that. But my main goal on this channel is to get you right there. Then I explain to you the nuances and what all this and that, and you're like, I think I'm getting it. Where does money come from? Money is dead. What's the Federal Reserve? They're nothing. What's the dollar? It's like pixie dust. It doesn't even exist. They just put a name on it. Over 80%, but this name is coming due because debt has interest. Government debt, 80% next year. What you gonna do when they come for you? You get people, the ultimate dollar debasement trade. Oh, and right about now, you're hearing a lot about this QEQT, which they changed the words. Quantitative tightening is okay, but quantitative easing, we don't use that word anymore. But it is the exact same thing, and they stopped it as of yesterday. So today, starting today, the Fed buys T-bills. And to answer the question, because someone's like, you see, bravo, the Fed prints money. Okay. In their little system, yes, but it doesn't leave their system. All the Fed is doing right now is it is creating reserve assets. It's actually delete that. They're creating a liability. So now erase everything in your head. This is what's happening right now. The Fed is creating a liability. What's on the opposite side of a liability? Well, that would be the asset, which is the bond, which the Treasury market creates. And this is what is happening right now. Treasury creates $1 billion bond. The Fed creates a liability out of thin air. They call it a bank reserve. Then they use that, okay, to buy the bond. And it stays in the system. Great. But I missed one caveat. The Fed does not buy from the Treasury. They buy it from Chase Bank. They buy it from you. They cannot go direct. It's against the law. The Fed always gets sloppy seconds. So Chase buys the Treasury. I hope you're still tracking. That's what this channel's about, trying to teach you how this all works. And then I have to double check this stuff with Jeff Snyder and Stephen Van Meter. Just hung out with both of them this week. They are my macro friends, and it is talking to like Jesus Yoda. And then after I get done talking to them, I'm like, I record it. And hey, Chat GPT, I'm 5 years old and I need a coloring book. I got the crayons. But it's kind of nice that you on the other side, like, oh, so this is how it works. Yeah. So Treasury creates it, your bank buys it. The Fed creates a reserve. It's a nothing. And that nothing doesn't even leave the system. And then, what's it say? Number 5, reserves stay in the, yeah. They're like, hey, we'll take the bond. That's all that's happening. And it stays in the system. It can't leave. But now, how does this system affect you? Well, default's going to affect you. Inflation, when the Treasury creates almost 30 trillion, that could be in the short term inflationary. In the long term, deflationary and default. So you have that inflationary along with the orange guy. He's like, yeah, tariffs are going to be a good thing. And I've been saying, go ahead, try it. See, oh, hey, look, prices still keep going up. So that just means you're going to have to start more businesses and trade every morning. Or if you are of female nature, check, make sure. What you're going to want to do is find a dude that does that. And then dudes, find a hot chick. You see, it is a win-win. Ladies, you don't have to do anything. That's good. I don't want to do anything. And gentlemen, pick a smoke show. If you didn't pick a smoke show, just get an assistant. It's as dumb as rocks, but at least you're like, looks good. Also, in regards to dumb as rocks and what happens in real life, even Taylor Sheridan, he's like, okay, right? It's always, crazy wife, ugly dude. How about Yellowstone? Rip? Actually, Kitty likes Rip. Kitty, are you working today? I'll ask you just 2 questions. All right, Kitty, first question. What does the Federal Reserve do?
Saves money?
Wait, say that. I couldn't hear. What were you saying?
Save money?
Okay. All right. Who's this?
Oh, that's Tony from Lehman.
and what's the show? Oh, what? Name another show. Who's the girl?
Allie Landry, but in the show, her name's Angela.
I got one more. Who's the chairman of the Federal Reserve?
I don't know.
Who's the vice president? Okay, have a nice day, Kitty. So there you have it. The Fed saves, she knows all this, which is fine. I don't mind doing the heavy lifting, but wow, like where can you even turn for anything that's even logical? Listen to this. I couldn't believe this. AI yesterday said it's not true, and then AI found it is true. Maybe you guys can help me with this. Trump projects, that means it's going to happen, between 20 to 25% U.S. GDP growth. This is the kind of stuff I can't do. Maybe he just read the book, Fake It Till You Make It. The problem is the people need the truth. They need to be told. It's not going to, I'm telling you, GDP, it's negative. If you were to take out government spending, here you guys all go, right? It's Great Depression. Well, that is until we paint ourselves into a corner, which we will, and then it's really Great Depression as affordability crisis, poverty line. Within a decade, everyone is going to be poverty. And the Fed's not going to fix it. Your president's not going to fix it. Rates should be lower, right? Come on. I'd love for rates to be lower, but that's the bond market, and the Fed has nothing to do with that. Well, ish. But if rates come down, oh, please. Again, I gave you a glimpse into what the rich do to not pay taxes. I'm sorry, to delay. And I'll tell you it again. You buy assets like this. You never sell your assets. Real estate, gold, silver, Bitcoin. And then you say, hello, Chase Bank. I would like a loan, $10 million, because I have $10 million in assets, $100 million, whatever it is. And they're like, sure. You just have to pay 1% over SOFR. Let's say SOFR's at 0. You pay 1%. No, there is no tax triggered. And then what do? You buy more assets. So please, Commerce Secretary Howard, bring rates down. I would love it. But who is not going to love it is middle class and everyone that has jobs, and they're all going, buy Wells Fargo, buy government employees, because guys, it's running out. Again, this is next year. This is the debt that has to be refinanced. And it is coming like a Mack truck and needs to be refinanced. So let's just hope the Fed just brings rates to 0. When talking about politicians telling the truth, Jerome actually did tell the truth. I mean, don't fire the guy. Listen to this. Listen.
Very little data on inflation have been released since our meeting in October.
True. Your government is hiding it. All right, so I'll give you 1 for 1 on that.
Total PCE prices rose 2.8% over
Uh-oh, prices are going up. You're telling the truth. 2
the
for
12
2.
months ending in September. And excluding the volatile food and energy categories, core PCE prices also rose 2.8%.
There's 3. And then, oh yeah, we don't want to include, food and energy too, because who uses that?
These readings are higher than earlier in the year as inflation for goods has picked up.
Well, there we go. Everything's picking up and you have a 30-year at almost 5%. May God be with us. When the only person who is telling the truth, boy, this video is not going to do very good. It's a guy that's working the Ponzi scheme. Wait until he's like, okay, all right, I'll break it down. I'm not in control of anything. Just have a balance sheet and doesn't even make it into the real world. Yep. I'm a joke. But at least I'm telling you the truth, and sayonara, I was just fired. You can't fire me because I'm a private corporation and we have shareholders. Oh, you want to know who those we can't share that. At the end of the day, when you hear all this noise and Oracle and I'll just swing trade it. Here's your NASDAQ for all of you that are like, oh, you said the market's going to crash. No, how? News reports that say that, look, purple, it's as high as you're going to go. Oh, sell off, bounce, purple, put in buy. This is on the daily. You're purple again. You're probably going to run out of steam. So next week should be great on the way down. And how high are you going to go? Right there. The indicator says so. How low are you going to go? Right there. It just bounced off of it. And the chick magnet, just trade every day. Maybe an extra $1,900 or I don't know, $1,600. But what you don't want to do is spend your time watching this stuff. Right, Kitty? And with that, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.